What's going on, y'all? I was just talking to myself for like 2 minutes because I realized I didn't even start the video. Anyways, what I was saying was, it's June 5th, 2026. It's a Friday, so I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll toast to that. Cheers. Water. And this is 2 beef ramens. There's an egg in there, a bunch of vegetables, cucumber, lettuce, shredded cabbage, shredded carrot. Actually, yeah, the purple cabbage, whatever that's called. I forget what it's called. Shredded cabbage, shredded carrot, lettuce, cucumber, a couple of spicy chickens. Well, really one. One spicy chicken breast and then like a piece of a chicken breast here. There's an egg in here. The egg was at the bottom cooking and now it's disappeared, so I don't even know if it's cooked because I don't see no cooked egg white. I don't see no cooked egg yolk. It's just gone, so it's in there somewhere. Well, actually, it looks like it cooked a little bit because I can see the viscosity of the broth has changed, so that means there's egg in it. Anyways, this is looking like a lot of food. And it looks delicious, and it smells delicious too. The angle feels weird because my head's cut off. Scoot back a little. Something like that. My head's still cut off. Better. Okay. I went to breakdancing yesterday evening. I got tired pretty quickly. I'm out of shape. So that means I gotta get back in shape. Cheers. Can't remember the last time I had ramen, but man, is that good. Let's eat a tomato. Another one. Shredded carrot for good measure. Shredded purple cabbage for good measure. And shoot, might as well take a bite of the chicken. That's good. Let's see here. The top news headlines today focus on significant U.S. political developments, critical breakthroughs and tensions in foreign relations, and major updates across business, healthcare, and global conflicts. I hate the way I read that, so I'm going to read it again. The top news headlines today focus on significant U.S. political developments, critical breakthroughs and tensions in foreign relations, and major updates across business, healthcare, and global conflicts. Sounds boring. Let's scroll and see what they got. Under U.S. politics and legislation, might have to skip this whole part. We got the immigration bill passed. Nobody cares. House defies Trump on Ukraine. Let's read more about that. In another direct rebuke of the president's foreign policy, 18 Republican lawmakers joined Democrats to pass the Ukraine Support Act, pushing through aid that had languished for months. Okay, so the House wants to support Ukraine. Trump does not want to support Ukraine. What do y'all think of that? Personally, I don't care about Ukraine. And then the last bullet point, we got the Maine Senate controversy. Maine being the state. The Democratic primary for Maine's Senate, or Maine's Senate seat, has been thrown into turmoil after several women came forward recounting unsettling behavior by candidate Graham Plattner. Plattner has denied the allegations and vows to stay in the race. Get him out of there. Okay, so the news headlines, to reiterate, three main things. U.S. political developments. We blew past that because that's all boring. Critical breakthroughs and tensions in foreign relations. I like that stuff. Major updates across business, healthcare, and global conflicts. Don't care about business and healthcare, but global conflicts, I like that. That's wars and people dying, suffering. I'm all for that. The global conflicts and international affairs. This should be good. Let's eat a little bit. Can't wait to hear about this. Mm-hmm. The UFC White House card is next weekend. I'm looking forward to it. That's definitely something I would have attended live if I still lived in that area. I used to. Because it's a free event. I like how they make those things free in DC. All the museums in Washington, DC, they're all free. You can just walk in and look at stuff. I think every museum should be free because it's a place of education. Why wouldn't you want education to be free? Museums should be like libraries. You could just walk in and start looking at stuff. It don't matter. You don't need to pay no money, don't need no membership, no identification card or whatnot. Just walk in, look at stuff, learn about history, learn about whatever the museum's about. And I see this UFC White House card as an extension of that spirit of cool free stuff. And it's historical, man. It doesn't seem that way now. It just seems like kind of a joke to a lot of people. But in the year 2050, definitely by 2021, 26, they'll look back on this moment and be like, dang, they hosted a fight. They hosted a series of fights, a mixed martial arts cage fighting event on the White House front lawn. That's cool, man. That's cool. I like that. And it's history. I would have liked to have been there. Anyways, that's next weekend. As far as the White House card itself goes, I'm looking forward to the main event and the co-main event. Main event, I believe Cyril Gahn versus Alex Pereira, I think. Or they're the co-main. I believe they're the main, though. I hope Alex Pereira wins. would be awesome to see our first 3-division champion. Conor McGregor could have been a 3-division champion if he stuck with MMA. Never went to fight Floyd Mayweather. What else? Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. I hope Ilya wins. I think he's gonna win. I don't even know what other fights are on there. I know they got Derek Lewis. That'll be cool if Derek Lewis won. He's a fan favorite. Excuse me. The card could have been way better, though. It should have been all championship title fights. That would have been awesome. It's a historical event. I should have made the card itself historical, too. They really dropped the ball on that. I'm really enjoying this food. I completely forgot to put spices in this. I could have added chili powder. That would have been good. Especially with the spicy chicken, it would have really tied everything together. That's alright. That's how it goes sometimes. Global conflicts and international affairs in the headlines today. The Iran war diplomacy. In the ongoing conflict between the U.S. and Iran, the U.S. House passed a war powers resolution directing Trump to end hostilities. Meanwhile, Russia has publicly backed Iran-U.S. negotiations, emphasizing that any potential resolution must account for Tehran's core interests. That's one. 2. Israel-Lebanon tensions. In Israel, Hezbollah ceasefire remains elusive. An Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire remains elusive as Israel continues targeted strikes in southern Lebanon following strict evacuation warnings. Excuse me. Xi Jinping to visit North Korea. Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to visit North Korea next week for his first trip to Pyongyang since 2019. Pyongyang. Seeking to strengthen regional ties amid global economic and military tensions. 4. Pressure on Cuba. The United States has ramped up diplomatic and economic pressure by imposing sanctions on Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel and several other high-ranking officials. Okay, that was boring. Business, science, and economy. Job market strength, Cloudflare expansion, and flesh-eating fly outbreak. Flesh-eating fly outbreak sounds interesting. Researchers and federal teams are rolling out aggressive strategies to counter a Texas outbreak of the flesh-eating screwworm fly. God dang! An insect threat that was largely eradicated from the US decades ago. Oh, heck no. A flesh-eating screwworm fly? No thanks. I'm not going to Texas anytime soon. If you're out there in Texas, you need the strongest bug spray. Keep them screwworm flies away. Or just stay inside. That's what I would do. Good luck out there. Good luck with that flesh-eating fly. Well, that's what Google AI says are the headlines today. I'm sure we can dig up a lot more, but that's just something I pulled up real quick. I watched a video this morning. Talking about Pokemon Go. It turns out that game, which has been going for the past 8 years, it turns out the entire game was a plot to collect location data. It's confirmed. Not conspiracy, it's a confirmed fact now. They gamified the location data collecting process. If you're not familiar with Pokemon Go, you pull it up on your phone and you catch Pokemon, but to catch the Pokemon, it uses your camera to look at your surroundings, and then it superimposes a Pokemon onto the background. So I would point the camera at you, and there would be like a Pokemon in front of you, and I would have to catch that Pokemon. And people walk around just outside catching Pokemon. The whole time their phone is collecting data. And I forget the numbers. This is an ungodly amount of data that they collected. Location data. Every time someone pulls out their phone, that's a data point for their massive archive that would feed their AI, which we learn is the case now. And they sold that data to like a couple different companies, made billions of dollars. One of them is Saudi Arabian, so the Saudis have all that data now. And they used it for like automated machine delivery, something like that. But it was interesting. Oh, another thing that was related to that that I saw in that video. You know those little, when you're logging in or something like that, logging in somewhere, they show you an image and it says like, pick all the cars in the image, show all the motorcycle, click all the traffic lights in the image. It turns out those were not there to actually verify you were human, or maybe that was a secondary purpose to them. The main purpose was that was being used to train their AI too. Not the same people, as it was a different company. I think it was Waymo or Waze. I think it was Waymo was the company name. But all of that was a plot by Waymo to use the data from the humans clicking the right thing to train their AIs to identify the proper things. So yeah. And the sad thing is we don't even get to really play with the AIs that they make. It would be fine if we could actually, if the AIs were like a library or a museum in DC, where everybody could just use the AI to their heart's content. But nope, you can't do that. You are only allowed to talk. You're only allowed. You can use the AI in a severely limited way. While the people in charge, they get to have fun with all the cool features, the unrestricted, do whatever you want kind of stuff. If that was available to us, I would not mind them using all our data to collect that, using all our data to train that. But it's like, man, because in that case, it would be like, okay, you're training it for everyone. We all get to partake in the thing that we all built together. But nope, it ain't like that. Not like that at all. Which is sad. Depressing, really. Oh shoot, kind of been out of frame. Nothing like a bowl of ramen noodles. Nothing like a glass of water. Glass is pretty cool. If you think about it, and you think about when human beings first started making glass, they probably thought that was the coolest thing, man. The coolest thing. Because think about it. Everything in your world is like a clay pot. And then all of a sudden they got glass. And it's like, dang, this thing, some kind of, what is this clear, hard material? Cool. You know? That's what they were like. I forget who started making glass. I want to say it was the Persians. That area where they were practicing alchemy a lot. Just heating up whatever any materials they found, just heat it up to crazy temperatures and see what happened. And I guess they heated up some sand and was like, dang, it changes. It transmutes. That's what they would have said. We've transmuted the substance. Anyways, this is good. feel like I should look up something, but I don't know what. Any ideas, y'all? Maybe we can look more into one of these bullet points. Let's learn about this. Let's learn more about this flesh-eating screwworm in Texas. Excuse me. Tell me more about the flesh-eating screwworm in Texas. I was messing with Grok AI for a while. ChatGPT. I liked Grok better than ChatGPT, but now I don't really use either of them. I only use the AI mode tab in Google. It's just faster, you know? And I'm used to going to Google anyways. It don't take much to just click one tab over. Apparently AI mode on Google is just it's sort of like a weaker version of Gemini, Google Gemini. It is Gemini, but it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not the full Gemini. It's like AI mode Google tab version of Gemini. But it's good enough for good enough for how I'm gonna use it, you know? It's a lot of trouble to open up a whole Gemini. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe I should try it. I don't know. Alright, so the New World screwworm has officially re-entered the United States for the first time in decades. The U.S. Department of Agriculture confirmed that the larvae were discovered in the umbilical area of a 3-week-old calf in L.A. Pryor, Zavala County, Texas. Zavala County. I used to know a Michael Zavala from first grade. Located about 50 miles from Mexico. Okay. This marks the first U.S. livestock detection since 1966. Shoot. 60 years ago. Prompting an aggressive federal and state containment response. This is exciting. This is like a movie. What is the New World screwworm? Well, we know if they're calling it the New World screwworm, they probably encountered it, the old explorers, back in the age of exploration, which I believe is the 1400s. Despite its name, it is actually not a worm, but rather the larval stage of a parasitic fly. And next to larval, they have in parentheses maggot. So I feel like I've seen this, or versions of this, you know, when they got maggots inside the flesh of a human being. This is that. Ugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. The feeding habit. Ugh. Excuse me. Unlike standard blowflies that eat dead tissue, female screwworm flies lay eggs in the open wombs or mucous membranes of living warm-blooded animals. Absolutely disgusting. The damage. Once hatched, hundreds of larvae use sharp mouthparts to burrow into healthy living flesh. Their screw-like boring motion creates painful, foul-smelling wounds. If untreated, the infestation, called myiasis, myiasis, myiasis. The infestation is highly destructive and frequently fatal to the host. That's interesting to me. Fatal? That's a little weird. I feel like they would have some kind of... Maybe that's just if it's untreated. I feel like treating it would be simply a matter of drowning the larvae with something. Isopropyl alcohol is poured directly in there. Iodine, alcohol, maybe. Well, I already said that. Isopropyl alcohol. They gotta have a medicinal solution for that. The current containment measures. Agricultural officials are treating the situation as a major agricultural emergency. Agricultural emergency? I feel like this is more of a human safety emergency. Quarantine zone. Texas State veterinarian Bud Dinges. Bud Dingies? I don't know. Veterinarian Bud Dinges. I don't know that word. Dinges. Anyways, Bud Dinges are established a 12-mile quarantine zone around the detection area. No warm-blooded animals, including livestock, household pets, can be moved out of the zone without a formal inspection. 12-mile quarantine zone. Interesting. Sterile fly releases. The USDA is deploying millions of factory-reared, sterilized male flies into the region because female flies only mate once in their lifetime. Mating with sterile males causes the local population to collapse. Interesting. Ranchers are utilizing newly approved tools like Exalt Cattle CA1, a topical prescription solution approved by the FDA to treat and prevent infestations. Okay. That's what I was wondering. What is the medicinal countermeasures? Economic and food impact. Beef prices. The U.S. cattle herd is already at its lowest level in decades. If the fly spreads, widespread animal losses, or strict cattle movement restrictions could drive consumer beef prices to record highs. Financial loss. A full outbreak is estimated to threaten at least $1.8 billion in damage to the Texas economy alone. Food safety. The USDA emphasized that screwworms do not infect meat, fruits, or vegetables, meaning there is no risk to the existing food supply. Risk to humans and pets. The screwworm can technically infest any warm-blooded mammal, including dogs, cats, and humans. However, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that locally acquired human infestations are incredibly rare. Those most at risk are individuals spending significant time outdoors with open, uncovered wounds. The homeless. Although, I was going to say, I don't know how many homeless people are just sitting outside in the heat of Texas, but anything's possible. I mean, if they're homeless, then you're outside. That's just, it comes with the territory. To stay safe, the CDC advises keeping wounds clean and bandaged, using insect repellent, and ensuring pets' scrapes or cuts are monitored closely. If an animal or person is suspected of having maggots, medical or veterinary professionals must remove them surgically. Do not pull them out yourself. Would you like more details? No, I would not. That's enough. Interesting. That's all the way in Texas, so don't gotta worry about that here. At least not right now. It says the fly lays them in open wounds or the mucous membranes. So I believe that means they fly up your nose and inject their maggots inside your nostrils or something like that. Disgusting, man. Disgusting. I hate flies, man. If you got food and a fly lands on it, completely ruined. If you're indoors and you leave the door open too long and a fly flies in, and then you gotta sit there waiting for it to land before you can kill it. So annoying. I hate them flies. And don't even get me started on them horse flies. They bite and it hurts. They got one called the tsetse fly. That's out there in Africa. Imagine a horsefly, but one that bites even harder. That's the tsetse fly. I've been bitten by that many times. And it sucks. They're so annoying. I tell you, if you're once you brush shoulders with the tsetse fly, mosquitoes will not bother you as much. Mosquitoes just like, dang it, that's annoying. Now I'm itchy. But imagine instead of you have, dang it. That's what it's like when you get bit by the tsetse fly. And the thing is, clothes don't help. They bite straight through the clothes, man. You got a long sleeve on, it lands on your long sleeve, and it just bites straight through the clothes. It hurts. It feels like someone poked you with a needle. I don't even think they bite you with jaws. I think they inject you with something. Disgusting. They got I think they got a needle nose and they just poke you with it. Or stab you. It's more than a poke. They stab you. That's what it feels like. Getting stabbed with a needle. It hurts. I don't miss that. And they're aggressive. They're as aggressive as mosquitoes. And that's that. Got some water here to finish up. And I just remembered, completely forgot, I got coffee here. Excuse me. Excuse me? Excuse me. Okay. A toast. To a wonderful weekend. To the extermination of the New World. I forget what it's called already. The New World screw fly or whatever. The New World screwworm. There we go. To the extermination of it. All right. And now we have coffee. That's disgusting. I just saw a picture of the screwworm. They're like reddish brown. Disgusting. Oh, the fly itself. I was looking at the larva. Think of maggots, but like reddish brown maggots. But then the fly itself looks very similar to just a regular housefly that we would see, except, yeah, it just looks like a regular housefly, which is still gross. Speaking of flies, y'all ever seen the movie The Fly? It's a classic. I think that was Jeff Goldblum's first movie. It's a good movie. A good little body horror piece. Directed by, I believe, either David Lynch or David Cronenberg. Might as well ask AI. I'm going to say Cronenberg. Yes, I was right. David Cronenberg. Oh, I forgot it has Gina Davis in it, too. Gina Davis, she was a... you don't hear about her anymore, but she was an icon in the 90s. I can't remember what movies I've seen her in. I remember 3 movies I've seen her in. The Fly. The Long Kiss Goodnight with Samuel L. Jackson. And Cutthroat Island. Gina Davis. She played strong female characters. I'm trying to think who we would compare her to today. There are no Gina Davises today. They don't make characters like that anymore. Anyways, so The Fly came out in 1986. It's an old one, but it's good. Excuse me. Cheers. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. We gotta finish our coffee. I hate to end the video before finishing the coffee. It feels like, I don't know. The video doesn't feel complete until I actually complete all parts of the meal, the food and the drink. So maybe this will be a longer one, which I don't mind, especially since I haven't been uploading as much lately. Just haven't been in the mood. It's definitely something you got to be in the mood for. Excuse me. If I'm not in the mood, then it'll just be a silent video. And who wants to watch that? It doesn't matter who doesn't want to watch that. It really depends if I want to watch it or not. And I don't want to watch that, so I'm not going to put that out. But yeah, all the other mukbangs, I watch those because that's what I want to see. Excuse me. I think a lot of people want to see it. The algorithm does not direct them to what they want to see. If it did, they'd all be here. There's a lot of people out there that like old school YouTube and they miss old school YouTube deeply in their hearts. They want to go back to that and they wish they could find channels that are like that, and YouTube doesn't show it to them. But people love this content. A lot of people. I got my hair trimmer charging here. It's definitely charged by now. I feel like I should take some off the top because it's starting to hold a lot of heat every time I go outside. And then I come inside, or even while I'm still outside, I can feel just the heat on the top of my head. The sun, the heat just being trapped right there. And it's like, dang, it's really hot out. So I gotta lose some of the thickness up there. Thin it out a little. Not thin it out a little, that's the wrong word, because just lower the density, you know. So how I would cut it is just do my fingers like this, and then come to this side. And then it's done. It takes like 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. Well, probably about 10 minutes. It doesn't matter, who cares? Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm not going to do this right now, but I should definitely read more of this. We should read the whole thing on camera eventually. Oh, pardon me. You can tell those are full burps. When your belly's full, it doesn't have the same resonance. It just sounds like you just sound stuffed. Excuse me. That one sounded like a drain. Some type of drain. Storm drain. Shower drain. I don't know. Pardon me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Stuff is coming up. Okay. Oh man, that was a good meal. I feel very relaxed, like I could take a nap if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Cheers. About a sip left. We gotta end this video. We're getting on the lengthy side. But I feel like I'm trying to think of what else I could talk about. I feel like there's a lot of things, but there's also nothing. A lot of life is like that. Okay. What's the weather today? I'm curious. It's 80 degrees right now, and mostly cloudy with an actual humidity of level of 50%. Interesting how it says actual humidity. That means it's an official meteorological term. Actual humidity as opposed to what other type of humidity? That's what I'm curious about. So the highest today is going to be 88 Fahrenheit. The high is 88 and 80 right now. That's hot. But it also says the sky condition will be cloudy today, so a cloudy sunny day? Is it cloudy right now? It don't look like it. It's definitely not. The area is heading into a very warm weekend. Temperatures will top out in the lower 90s by Saturday afternoon. Rain chances. Skies stay mostly dry through the first half of the weekend. Rain chances will slightly increase to 20%. 20% means it ain't happening. 20% by late Sunday afternoon, bringing a small potential for scattered showers. Cool down coming. A distinct cold front will sweep through Sunday night, resulting in much cooler, breezier conditions by Monday, with highs dropping back down to the low 70s. If you are planning an outdoor event, I can break down the hourly timeline for Saturday, or check the marine forecast for the ocean front. Which details would you like next? None. But thanks. Alright, final toast. What's this one for? It's gotta be weekend related. It's a Friday. I hope you'll have an amazing Friday, followed by an amazing Saturday, followed by an amazing Sunday. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, there's a hiccup. Okay. So the weekend. Have a great one. And that's the meal. I was trying to think of a good segue to an outro. I like segueing to the outro, but I can't think of anything. I used up all the good ones. But speaking of ones, see you in the next one.
Reptile.